The movie begins with a man named Eric, who arrives on a deserted island. After a long drive, he stops near another car. He gets out, takes out a few license plates from a red bag, and replaces the plates on his own vehicle. Then, wearing gloves, he carefully wipes off any fingerprints from both cars. Carrying the red bag, Eric continues on foot until he reaches a house nearby. He pulls a gun from the bag and cautiously searches every corner of the house. But strangely, there's no one there. Just when he starts to think the place is empty, he suddenly hears a voice calling his name from behind. Alarmed, Eric quickly rushes outside, scanning the surroundings, but there's no one in sight. Still hearing that mysterious voice echoing in his head, he follows it across an open field, all the way to the shoreline. There, he finds a bottle that once held a painting, and notices the water turning red, almost like blood. When he checks it with his hand, he realizes it is blood. Nearby, Eric also finds a woman's bracelet, belonging to the person he came here searching for, but he's not yet sure what's really going on. So he picks up a bucket, collects all the evidence, and throws it into the sea. Just as he's about to leave, another man appears, Matt, the son of the missing woman Denise, and also Eric's partner. Matt anxiously asks Eric about his mother, but Eric insists he hasn't seen her since arriving. When they both return to the house, they meet another teammate, Paul. It's revealed that all four of them, Eric, Matt, Paul, and Denise, were partners in stealing a painting worth $40 million. While Matt worries that his mom might have gone to the police, Eric tries to calm him down, saying she's probably fine, and that they should stick to the plan for now. Eric collects both their phones into his red bag, saying it's safer that way, and leaves the house. But instead of keeping the phones, Eric secretly throws the entire bag into the ocean. As he walks back, he begins to hear that same haunting voice again, this time louder, echoing from the sea itself. At the same time, Matt and Paul, still inside the house, begin to hear the same eerie sound. Under its strange influence, all three men become hypnotized and start walking unconsciously toward the ocean. When they finally reach each other near the water, they suddenly snap back to reality, confused and terrified, with no memory of how they got there. They decide to head back to the house and convince themselves it must just be fatigue or stress causing hallucinations. They eat dinner quietly, still unsettled by the mysterious voice from the sea. Now they were getting ready to sleep, but Matt was still worried about his mom, Denise. Paul tries to comfort him, saying, "Let's just wait till tomorrow. Maybe your mom will come back." Outside, Paul goes to Eric and asks, "Did you do something to her?" Because Eric was having an affair with Denise. But Eric insists that he didn't do anything wrong. Later, when Matt steps outside, he notices a bucket near the door filled with blood. When he dips his hand into it, he finds his mother's bracelet inside. Terrified, Matt rushes to show it to Paul and Eric, who were already arguing. Matt questions Eric angrily, demanding to know what happened to his mom. Eric tries to calm him down, saying he has no idea what's going on. Just then, Paul interrupts them after hearing something outside. When they open the door, they see two injured girls asking for help for their friend. Eric and Paul go with them, and as they reach the beach, they find another girl lying unconscious and badly hurt. Eric performs CPR and brings her back to life. They take the three girls home, where the men begin asking who they are. The girls give strange, fairy-like names, clearly hiding their real identities. When the girls ask for a phone to call for help, Eric tells them they don't have one. They had a rule at the party that no one was allowed to bring phones. The girls find that odd. Eric assures them, "In the morning, we'll drop you at the countryside where you can find help and call someone." One of the girls asks to use the washroom, so Paul shows her the way. Meanwhile, he hides the stolen painting's cover under the bed. But then he notices the same red bag that Eric was supposed to throw into the ocean. Paul gets nervous and hides the bag under the bed too, pretending he didn't see anything. Later, he quietly takes Matt to the kitchen and tells him, "I think Eric is lying to us. The bag he threw into the sea is still here." Eric suddenly walks in, and Matt starts confronting him angrily. But Eric, trying to diffuse the tension, says calmly, "Control yourselves. We just need to get through this night. In the morning, we'll give them the car keys and leave." Now, all three of them go near the girls and start talking to them. One of the girls suggests playing a game where everyone has to share something about themselves. As they drink and chat, one girl claims she's a princess, which makes the guys laugh. Another girl tells Matt that she's a kung fu champion, and to prove it, she playfully pins Eric's head down onto a chair. As they continue talking, everyone starts to relax and get along better. But suddenly, the lights go out. Eric goes outside to check the power, and one of the girls follows him. She tries to get close to him, but before anything can happen, they both hear that same strange sound coming from the ocean again. The sound hypnotizes Eric. The girl tries to snap him out of it, but he doesn't respond. Scared, she keeps trying, and soon Matt and Paul, who also hear the eerie sound, come outside too. When they regain consciousness near the shore, they're horrified to find blood everywhere, along with pieces of human organs scattered around. Panicked, the girl who was with Eric grabs his gun and points it at both men, demanding to know what they did to her friends, since Matt's female companion is now missing too. Eric, still confused, insists he has no idea what's going on. He tries to calm her down, explaining that earlier in the day, he also saw strange signs and blood near the sea. He tells her something very unusual is happening on this island, and that instead of fighting, they should focus on finding their friends. As he moves closer to reassure her, Eric gently takes the gun from her hand. But just then, the haunting ocean sound returns, and all of them fall under its hypnotic spell again. They regain consciousness near the shore once more, shaken and exhausted. Paul tells Eric that they need to go back and block their ears somehow to stop getting hypnotized. When they return to the house, they find that the girl is already inside, searching for the stolen painting. Seeing this, Eric starts to suspect that she might actually be behind everything and working with someone else. The girl points the gun at him, but before anything can happen, that same sound echoes again from the ocean. Eric becomes hypnotized once more, and the girl takes advantage of the moment to escape. As she runs away, she stabs Eric in the chest with a knife. Paul, horrified, carries the injured Eric into the bathroom and quickly wraps toilet paper around his ears to block out the sound and stop him from being hypnotized again. Eric then grabs a flashlight and heads out into the dark to look for Matt. The night is pitch black. Eric hears someone's voice behind him, turns around, and slips, falling straight into the ocean. Under the water, a strange power pulls him deeper and deeper until he disappears completely. Paul witnesses the entire thing. Terrified that the same fate might await him, he ties himself tightly to a pillar outside using thick ropes. Throughout the night, eerie sounds echo from the sea, but because Paul is tied down, he manages to resist their pull. When morning comes, he wakes up, unties himself, and realizes he's still alive. It's revealed that before coming to the island, Paul had already contacted the police and given them Eric's photo, because he never trusted him and believed Eric might betray them. A little later, Paul sees something shocking. The three girls standing far out in the middle of the ocean, singing beautifully and calling out to him. Unable to resist, Paul becomes hypnotized and slowly walks toward them. It turns out those girls are actually mermaids. They lure Paul into the sea and drag him beneath the water with them. Sometime later, we see Denise, Matt's mother, who is still alive. Her leg is injured, but she wraps it tightly with cloth and limps back toward the house. Inside, she finds the place completely empty. The stolen painting is now hanging on the wall, and it's a painting of a mermaid. Suddenly, something from the ocean bursts into the house, pulling Denise away into the water, revealing that the mermaid in the painting was never just art. It was alive.